sometimes getting busted can be a real pain in the ass. I had just completed a mission. I was trying to get back to my hideout here. I was right there. Well, that's really annoying when that happens.
Yeah, no, Tony, I've tuned her real sweet. She purrs, you know what I mean? Oh, here's the guy I was telling you about. All right, listen, this guy, he ain't Italian and he's no mechanic, but he could get things fixed. This is Pop's capo, Tony Cipriani.
Yeah, I'm Tony Cipriani.
Take him to Mama's restaurant in St. Mark's, all right? Now listen to me. I'm planning a job that needs a good driver, so drop by sometime later, okay?
Okay, kid, drive me to the laundry in Chinatown first. I got a bit of business to take care of. Those washerwomen ain't been paying their protection money. And watch the car, Joey just fixed this junk heap, so no fancy crap, okay?
Alright, so that's Tony Cipriani, who's one of my favorite characters in the game, actually. I just think he's a really cool, like, just quintessential mobster that, yeah, I'm Tony Cipriani, like, right after he gets introduced. I always thought that was kind of comical. And I like how, you know, as soon as you get him, he's like, alright, we're gonna get these people that ain't been paying the protection money. You know, protection money is a big part of Mafia stories.
Hey, watch the car! I said no fancy crap!
I think that's a bit of audio that, that you only get if you start smashing up the car. And I don't remember him saying that. I'm sure I've heard it before, but I think I normally drive better than that, but it's funny.
Wait here. Keep the engine running. This ain't a social call.
It starts raining as soon as he gets to the laundrette. Now, I think this music matches what's happening. Like this suave jazz as a mobster walks in to get his protection money. How do you survive that?
It's a triad ambush! Get us out of here, kid!
He just walked right in, and the triads were already standing there. And it's like, he went in there and he's like, hey, you wanna give me the protection money? And they just started shooting at him. The triads say weird shit, like somebody call a medic, and they say mo money, mo problems, like that fucking rap song. I don't know who sings it, because I don't follow rap. But, I used to think they were saying no money, no problem, and I didn't know what that meant, but I liked it, because I just thought that was a strange thing to say, like, no money, no problem. But, that was just one of the defining things about the triads to me, and then I found out they're just, you know, singing, or just saying a lyric to some rap song. That upset me a little. But, you know, it's nothing you can't get over. And you don't have to kill the triads. I just wanted to, because at this point in the game, any gun you can get is really useful. And I needed some more ammo. And I don't have any hidden packages. Well, not enough to have any guns in my hideout. And there's just, I don't even think I can get an Uzi at the ammunition yet. And I don't have that much money yet anyway.
The triads think they can mess with me. The triads. With me. Drop by later and you'll give them something to launder. Their own blood-stained clothes.
I like it when bosses get an introduction like this. How you do a mission with them and then it's like, you know, come by later, we'll get a little work done. Yeah, there's Tony Cipriani. Quite a bit to say about him. Okay, so yeah, now the Uzi is available. So you have to do things in the game to unlock the ability to buy better weapons. Which is a good amount of level progression, I think.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Alright, just the guy I need to talk to. Alright, there's a car stuffed with a stiff at the cafe near Callahan Point. One of the Forellis thought he was a wise guy, so he got what he had coming to him. Take the corpse to the Crusher in Harwood, alright?
Is this the job that needs the good driver? Yeah, I don't think it is. Anyways. I think what's interesting to note about the Forellis is they're an opposing family, like an opposing mob family in this game. But they're only there in a few missions, so really they're more of a MacGuffin than they are an actual opposing gang or story point at all, because there are a lot of gangs that walk around in the cities that are a big part of the story. Every single gang's a big part of the story, except for the Forellis. They're just there to give your guys some more missions. But what's interesting is Tommy Vercetti, the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I almost just said 3, he's a member of the Forelli family, and the Forellis were in this game. So what's this guy doing over here? I don't remember him being over here. A dude runs up to him, tries to get in his car, and the guy just doesn't even react. Yeah, I was curious as to what that dude was doing there. I didn't remember at first. Only it was a cooler song during that, but I like that cutscene. I like this area of the game. I just think the area looks cool with that big sign there and everything. And yeah, it's also cool how if you get the trunk busted off, which I did, you see the dead body in the back seat. There's a lot of little secrets like that in this game that you might not see under certain circumstances. And that's cool, a dead body, there's just blood on the trunk. But yeah, I like that scene. I like the angle of the car, like that small cutscene. I just like the camera angle of the car, and I like how you see these other cars pull up after you. And it says, it's the Forelli brothers. I just think the sound of that, the Forelli brothers, sounds cool. And you actually can kill the Forelli brothers, but I didn't remember that when recording this. You could throw a grenade right before this even starts, but the mission is just way too easy and not really that fun that way anyway. And I actually think the Forelli brothers drive a unique colored car. There's a lot of vehicles like that in the game where certain missions you can obtain special vehicles, like they might have special properties, like they're bulletproof or something, or there's no other design quite like it, or there's no other color for that vehicle. But I see no point in obtaining them all. Some people are freaks for it. I see no point in obtaining, like, basically any of them except for one, really. But because it's bulletproof, explosion-proof, and fireproof. But for if they just have a unique quality, like they're a slightly different model or the color slightly different, there's just no point in really getting them, because every car you get is pretty much just going to explode or get abandoned anyway. So I just thought I'd do a couple of calisthenics while waiting for this. In Liberty City Stories, when you take things to the crusher, the magnet doesn't clip through the top of the crusher. Which I wish wasn't in this game, because taking things to the crusher is cool. Okay, stop punching things. But yeah, I've been playing some Liberty City Stories lately. And, because that is a fun game. But I was comparing the differences between Tony Cipriani in that game and in this game. So, here's the petrol station. I like this area of the game. I like this gas station. It has a bunch of fake logos, like in-game logos, so of course I like it. There's a good look at them. It really makes the city feel alive, and I like that there is a gas station there in the city. There's gotta be at least one. And there's a fire truck, which is useful in some missions. And I also like this area right next to it, 8 Balls Bomb Shop area. I come to this area all the time. It's just one of the coolest looking areas in the game to me, and there's also just a lot of useful stuff over here. Come on, what the hell? That rode on 2 wheels for a while. The radio station's making me laugh. But yeah, this is the biggest reason to come back here. There's a hidden package back here, but also there's a Banshee. And most of the time it's here, sometimes it's not. And it's fun as hell to drive through that glass. But the Banshee is probably the fastest car in the game. And around here, in this city, it's definitely the fastest car. I don't really like the way it looks, so I just like how fast it is. And I like the sound it makes, too. I remember talking about that with people in middle school. Now this is another another area I really like to come to. And it's a way you can get some Molotov cocktails from the homeless people that just stand in this tunnel. But I just think the tunnel is cool. I like driving through it at top speed with the Banshee and just running over the homeless people and then getting their Molotov cocktails. Although Molotov cocktails are a good way to kill yourself. They're easy. It's way too easy to hurt yourself with them. Yeah, I have a lot of memories of coming to this area and just fucking around. It also serves as a good shortcut. Yeah, it's a cool area. Yeah, so I was waiting for the next Joey mission to start because it was one of those missions that they don't always start. You can't just go through them at any time, I mean. So I found a rampage over here, so I decided to do it. I don't like the rampages that much because I normally just end up hurting myself. Like with the rocket launcher, you gotta be careful, especially with destroying these vehicles like you do in this one. I kept dying on this rampage because I kept shooting too close to myself. And I wasn't even that close, but the explosion radius of the cars combined with, yeah, like that right there, with the rocket launcher, I just kept hurting myself. And then you piss a bunch of people off when you do this, so a bunch of pedestrians will just start coming at you and punching you, and I kept dying that way, because I kept being way too close to the vehicles, exploding right next to me, hurting myself, get down to like 20 health, you know, and then a bunch of pissed off pedestrians would come and punch me, and I would die because I only had like, you know, 5 health or whatever. And they're timed, which can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah, that triad just said the more money, more problems. And you get the cops after you're doing this. And another really annoying thing about... See, there they go right there, they're punching me. But another annoying thing about these, this rampage particular, I guess, is the weapon that you use, you can't run with it. See, what I did right there, I just kept doing constantly. But, yeah, there's some weapons you can't run with, which makes them kind of unattractive to use. Because you're going to move pretty slowly with them, and in the heat of the moment, you need to run fast.
What a ride she's gonna be, huh? All right, listen. Get some wheels to the safe house at St. Mark's and pick up a few friends of mine. They're hitting the bank and they need a driver. I gave my word that you were the man, so don't screw this up. Get them to the bank before 5 o'clock, not a minute after.
That's why you can only come in a certain time. You gotta get them there before 5 o'clock. It would also behoove you to get a vehicle that can seat 4 people. It's the only way you can do the mission. But this mission is kind of fun. I like the missions where you get people in your car that can help you, not just picking up the hookers. Like that mission was boring, but I found it interesting to have people in the car with me when I played the game when I was younger. I still kind of do. I don't know why I liked it so much, but I just thought it was really interesting to have other people in the car with me, especially if they would get in like the back of the van right there and you can just see them in the car. It was just really interesting to me. I would get hookers in my car and just drive around with them just to see other people in the car. It's just one of those things as a little kid that you do. Although I wasn't a little kid.
Get to the bank on the main drag.
If someone said that to me, I wouldn't know what the fuck you meant. What the hell is the main drag? Luckily, you got a GPS in your car or whatever, but yeah, this is a cool mission, taking a bunch of mobsters to go rob a bank. And I think it's cooler to use a van because it just seems more like, you know, if you're going to go rob a bank, there will be 2 guys sitting in the back of the van with shotguns. That guy jumped directly in front of my van. Come on. Jesus.
Keep the engine running. We'll be in and out in no time.
That's another thing, you know, the story just told by sound effects. It's interesting, just hear people screaming and gunshots. I don't know how you're really going to get away from this. There was just too many witnesses in broad daylight. Why did you need to get them here not a minute after 5 o'clock? I don't understand why that mattered. I think that was just a way to make the mission more interesting, I guess. Oh yeah, something I realized, that Punk Noodle stand that is in Grand Theft Auto 4 and in this game, yeah, obviously it's in Liberty City Stories as well because they're both in Liberty City, but That's actually in the opening cutscene where Tony Cipriani is dropped off by the bus. He's dropped off at that Punk Noodle stand, so that's a pretty iconic area in 3 games, I guess. Well, it's not really iconic in this game, but since they're you know, the areas in 3 of the games, I guess it makes it feel kind of iconic. And whenever I use the van, it reminds me of this period I had where I really liked driving the van. And yeah, that's annoying. Because I thought, okay, the mission's over. No, I have to lose my wanted level. And it didn't, I don't think it told me I had to do that before, but whatever, it's not that hard to do. But there's no pay and spray icon on the map, so I just have to remember where it is. Luckily, I remember Portland pretty well. But yeah, when I was in high school, I think I was like a sophomore. Strange I can remember that, but I had this period when I was playing Grand Theft Auto 3 where I really liked to drive the vans, and I never really liked driving the vans before. And that guy didn't get crushed by it, I just walked right through it. It's also interesting to note that I think this is the only game that after you go to the pay and spray, your wanted level doesn't flash, and once you go to pay and spray, your wanted level is just gone. And in other games, you have to make sure to not do any crimes for about 30 seconds while the wanted level flashes, because it can come back. That's the end of that. I don't know why my van shot forward, and for a second I was confused why it was a different color, and I watched myself driving to the pay and spray. This isn't the van I really like to drive. Neither is this one. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, right here, this is after I failed the bank robbery mission. I took too long to get there, trying to lose a wanted level, and you can kill all these guys